President Trump is fighting back over the release of an explosive new book describing chaos and incompetency inside his administration. The publisher of Fire and Fury inside the Trump White House pushed up the release date of the book to this morning. And despite threats from the president's lawyers trying to stop its publication, in it, author Michael Wolff gives multiple scandalous accounts of the inner workings of the Trump administration. Fallout from the book already appears to be imminent. According to Axios, more than half a dozen of the White House staff are already considering leaving their jobs. But the president is slamming the book, saying it's full of lies, misrepresentations, and sources that don't exist. Bob Cusack is editor-in-chief of The Hill. He joins us now. Boy, Bob, this book is just full of all sorts of name-calling, accusations. And it's not just Steve Bannon. I mean, the president is described by aides as a child and an idiot. He's poked fun of, even by members of his own family. I mean, it suggests that the staffers were increasingly concerned about just the president's own mental stability. I mean, do you think this book's release has now just caused irreparable damage to the president?
It's a devastating book for the White House, especially one that's coming off a big December and getting the tax cut bill through, having some momentum that eluded them for most of 2017, and the fact that there could be more departures. Remember, there's been a lot of departures already from the Trump administration and the Trump White House. This is something that clearly got under the president's skin. It has clearly affected Steve Bannon's stature and his political future, without a doubt, as now backers, including the Mercer family, they are pulling support of what Bannon's trying to do, take on the establishment. So this book has had major ramifications on it. At the same time, I think the White House has put more attention on it than it probably deserved, because it's gotten more book sales, and Michael Wolff basically tweeted that out, thanking the president for attacking it. So I think the White House is going to have to pivot next week and make this not the story of the entire month.
Yeah, but I wonder how you pivot exactly. I mean, do you think that there's going to be more fallout within the White House, particularly this speculation about Gary Cohn, the chief economic advisor, for example? Could he be out?
He could be. I mean, there have been rumors about Cohn for the longest time, and he helped get the tax bill through and was presumably going to play a big role on infrastructure. But at the same time, Rena, the chances of, I think, a transportation bill or any type of sweeping legislation happening in 2018 are very remote. So Cohn was rumored to leave in the fall, and then he stayed on. There's been a lot of friction between Cohn and other White House aides throughout 2017. So I think that there's definitely going to be some other shoes to drop.
Interesting to hear you say that. The president also said that he didn't give Michael Wolff access. He never spoke to him. Wolff says that he spoke to the president for 3 hours. Is there a lesson to be learned here by the White House from the situation? All these accusations aside, do you think that this could have been avoidable?
I think it probably could have been handled better. I remember, Rena, as you know, when you interview big players, whether it's Donald Trump or congressional leaders, you're recording almost every time, unless there's some kind of arrangement not to record. But both sides usually record a big interview. So before the president goes out and says, I never talked to him, and if Wolff has audio recordings, which he's indicated he does have, well, that's going to be the proof. And that could be the next type of storyline of he releases the audio tapes of this, and that could be more problems for the White House.
I want to switch gears for a second. The New York Times is reporting. It says that the president ordered the White House's top lawyer last year to stop Attorney General Jeff Sessions from recusing himself from the Russia investigation. How significant is that to the Mueller probe?
It's pretty significant because it shows that there was potential interference, that Don McGahn, the White House counsel, went to Jeff Sessions and urged him not to recuse himself. Trump, both publicly and privately, has criticized Sessions of not protecting him more, and he's made the comparison to Eric Holder and Barack Obama, that he says he respected that Holder protected Obama. Now, Holder has a different view on that, but you do want to have someone who's very loyal to you as your Attorney General. There's been rumors that Sessions would be forced out, if not fired. It seems like Sessions has challenged the president to fire him because he's not going to resign. I think that Sessions is on shaky ground, and this indicates this news of McGahn trying to get Sessions to, hey, don't step aside, this is what the president wants, and Sessions still recused himself, which a lot of ethics experts said he had to because of his connections or in his meetings with a Russian diplomat. But still, Sessions went against the wishes of the president. The president didn't like that.
The report also says that one of Sessions' aides asked a congressional staff member whether he had damaging information about then FBI Director James Comey. Do you think this plays into the narrative of obstruction of justice?
It does, and I think it's what Mueller comes up with. If he goes the obstruction of justice route, I think he's got to have a slam dunk case, because we've already seen jockeying on both sides of the aisle of what is obstruction. We've had nearly 60 House Democrats basically vote for impeachment on the House floor already. Congressional leaders, Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, have said, let's wait until the investigation is over. So the big question is, what does Mueller have, and does he have a smoking gun?
Meanwhile, as all of this is unfolding, the Trump administration is also taking a stand on numerous other policy issues this week. There was offshore drilling, marijuana, aid to Pakistan, and also delaying a fair housing rule. How significant are these actions going to be?
They're pretty significant. I mean, this is the trend, is that what President Trump is doing is undoing the Obama legacy, and these were Obama policies. Now, the interesting thing on the marijuana policy is that it goes against what Trump said on the campaign trail. He said it should be left up to the states. Well, Jeff Sessions basically did not listen to that, and is taking heat from both Republicans and Democrats with this federal tough enforcement on marijuana, especially after California just legalized it. So these are significant administrative actions, and they're really just undoing the Obama legacy.
And also some Republicans pushing back, like Senator Gardner over there in Colorado, who's actually against the whole deal, but still pushing forward about states' rights. I want to ask you, though, Bob, before you go, the president is spending the weekend at Camp David with Senator Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Paul Ryan. Boy, do they have a rocky relationship in 2017. It seemed to have mellowed out a bit because of this tax bill, but what's their relationship likely to be heading into 2018, and what do you think they're going to try and accomplish together?
Well, the biggest thing politically they want to accomplish is keeping their congressional majorities, and certainly the House majority is very much in limbo and could flip back to the Democrats. Democrats can win back the Senate. It's tougher because Republicans have a friendly map. Democrats are defending a lot of states that Trump won in 2018, but it's still possible. So along those lines, what's the agenda in 2018? And it's very interesting is that Mitch McConnell said he wants to do infrastructure. He wants a more bipartisan type of approach and agenda. Paul Ryan, who's being pushed by the conservatives in the House, says he wants to do welfare reform, entitlement reform. That's something that McConnell doesn't want to do. So that's going to be discussed at Camp David this weekend. What does Trump want? Maybe it's a combination. Okay, do transportation and welfare reform. But the House and the Senate, as far as their agenda, they're not on the same page.
Bob Cusack, thank you so much for joining us, Bob.
Thanks, Rena.